Welcome to the podcast.
Cat Nat Unfiltered.
Fucking January. It's a new film. It's a new season.
Oh my gosh. Right now,
my
whoever's
God.
listening to this, please put a sound effect of popping champagne.
This
Is, the artwork is, we have to bump them to make sure it comes in today. This is a brand new season. Guys, it is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, podcasting with Cat and Nat. If you're listening to this and you're tired of listening to ads, you can go over to Apple Podcasts and subscribe for really inexpensive to listen to all of our podcasts because ad-free.
They added more ads to our podcast because it's so bumping.
It's so bumping. But don't waste your time with ads. To all the
But advertisers,
keep spending your money on ads.
keep spending.
Because people won't spend, what is it? Is it like $3 a month or something? $3.99 a month or something just for no ads?
Sometimes I forget that this podcast anyone can listen to.
No, I think about that all the time.
And I was thinking, because someone. Okay.
See, we need to go underground or just move far away from anyone who knows us.
If I don't say the company's name, I'll be fine. But I said to someone on our team, I said, I'm so confused. If a company hires a marketing firm,
Yes.
that marketing firm then goes to the influencer and
Yes.
says, give me your ideas.
Yes.
What the fuck are you paying a marketing firm for if you're getting your ideas from the creator and then taking it back to the client like your own? What are you, and you pay them 3 times the amount you're paying that to manage
The thing, to present it in a way so they go to the influencers, and the influencer might have a terrible idea, and then they're like, okay, that's not really going to work, let's add it like this, and then they make a whole deck and they present it to the client in a professional way that the traditional advertisers and marketers like to see shit. And so then the marketers get, okay, this is what the girls are going to do, we're going to manage it and make sure it happens, you continue doing your job, you don't have to watch over this because you don't have a marketing department, so we'll be your marketing department.
Isn't marketing like ideas though?
Well, they got to come with the ideas, but if you're working with creators these days, then it's coming from the creators.
Well, then that should be paid more money for their ideas. So you pay more for their ideas unless you have an idea and the creator agrees, then you can pay them less money. So I said, why don't you go ask them for their ideas and we'll give us 3 ideas and we'll tell you which one we want to do.
I mean, yeah. And you know what's so shitty is that because things are so still old school, and honestly, the head offices, they just don't want to deal with this shit. They've got so many things to do. Their job is to find a marketing company to go
just
and handle it.
hire us and we'll do it. We have a marketing team in our team.
We very much do, but a lot of creators are difficult to work with. They're crazy.
That's why you hire catnat.com. That's why you hire only Cat Nat. Well, everyone is great, but catnat.ca. You want a problem? Yo, we solve it.
Yeah.
Pick up the mic and call Cat Nat.
Nat, speaking of partnerships, it was so weird. McDonald's now has the adult Happy Meal.
Don't get me started on that one.
Do you know who that creator is?
No, I reported and blocked it.
Reported and blocked what?
I'm pretending that I saw the ad and I reported and blocked it because it wasn't us. I didn't. I don't know who it is and I don't know who did it.
Okay, so it started in the States with this creator, and I think he's a creator and he's an artist, but he's also an artist, but like he's not very big. Okay. I've never heard the name. This person I was speaking with was like, your kids would know the name. Ask the kids. Kids don't know the name. And it was like almost he's creative and quirky and odd, and I guess there's but I'm like, what a random, I mean, I'd love to find out how that happened for that creator, because the creator's not growing from McDonald's from it. McDonald's is like,
I haven't even seen it, so there you go.
And I didn't know either until I was speaking to someone, and then they just started in Canada and they just piggybacked because I guess it was doing well in the US and they piggybacked off it. I'm like, but if nobody knows who the creator is, then why does it matter? And they're like, it's collectibles now, and it just happens to be like they must feel
if there is someone who should be on the box of a Happy Meal,
I know
it should be us.
Oh my gosh,
I have
funny.
to say no to how much we order McDonald's. I have to be like, sorry, we've ordered it three. I've ordered it 3 times in one day.
Listen, our kids have grown up on McDonald's, Catherine, and thank God we're the same on this. And the fact that I still 3 days ago craved it myself and had a whole meal myself. And Teddy's always like, oh, Mom's favorite thing about McDonald's is you can customize it any way you want. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
We used to get in the free ad.
Okay.
Stupid stamp.
Wouldn't it be funny? And this is like, obviously we don't like to get our kids all involved in everything, but if all the little Happy Meals were collectibles of the 7 kids.
Oh shit, that'd be amazing.
They're really funny. Our kids are like, what's going on? It's like, did you get Teddy? Did you get Chloe? And they'd be like so cute. We should
do it when they were little.
Yeah.
I like that for us. You were going to tell me a story about something in your life because sometimes we go through phases where we're like, oh my God, life is boring. But I think there's a million TV shows of everyday life because everyday life is entertaining when you share it. And so most people don't have someone to talk to. So you have us to talk to.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Natalie. What was your epiphany of the week?
So I was thinking when I was getting ready this morning, okay, you know how the grass is always greener?
Absolutely.
Okay. So like sometimes the both of us do, we fantasize about moving outside the city and having a huge property, like a house that our kids are like, oh my God, we're so rich. And like, they love the house. They're like, check out my house. And they have a pool and they have a hot tub and they have a sport court and all of it. And I honestly think that there would be a huge lure. I think that a lot of our kids, if we were to show them that house, they would be like, yes, let's go.
Yes.
Because they don't know how important, like the importance of why we live in the city is something that is us. Our kids didn't choose that.
It's individual. Do you like to walk where you go?
Right. And you and I are like that. And that's why we're here. It isn't our husbands. They're not from here.
Oh, my husband would move to Timbuktu or to anywhere with more land. He would love more land.
I think my husband would absolutely as well. And they're drivers. They like to drive.
Exactly.
So, so we fantasize about that sometimes. There's always also the fantasy of like when someone gets divorced, then they get to go out and start dating, especially at a time where we never had online dating and now they get to go do it. Right. And then, when you actually go through it, you're probably right where you should be. Like you probably were better off not divorced living in the city, but you fantasize, right?
Sorry. You just said we're probably better.
I'm not sure.
We're probably better not divorced and living in probably.
Yeah.
She's not 100%.
No, I'm not sure.
Probably.
I'm not sure that like my kids will look back and be like, I'm glad that we lived in a small house and shared bedrooms. I'm not sure they're going to be like, I think some of them might be like, no, I would have been happier outside the city with a bigger house. But this is my life that I'm creating, not theirs. They can go and do whatever they want with the experience that they had. Because I honestly think too, like
they'll have crazy things that come from this. Like our kids will, like our crazy will pass on. They will create like I've dug deep enough to know why I'm crazy and like certain things like sleep, bedtime. Like that's a lot of control, right? There's a lot of control issues for me there. But when you look back, it's something that must have been such an insecure feeling for me that now it is so important that my kids feel safe in bedtime. Like it is, listen, nothing terrible happened to me at bedtime. I just didn't often have a bed that was mine. I always felt loved and safe and like it
wasn't consistent.
Never consistent. No. And I didn't know where I was sleeping and and it was wild. And I would sleep in couches and places. And so I think my crazy is passed on. Like I get hives if they're not in bed, like by 12 o'clock. I'm kind of like, oh my God.
And they might take that on.
Oh,
or they might be like,
fuck you.
That was a bit much. I liked a family that was like looser about everything.
Absolutely.
So
I learned a little too late.
So at the end of the day, your parents are the ones who are going to shape the life because you kids are too young to decide, but you'll take from it what you want. And I also think about living in the city, that I don't leave my bubble very often. So I think to myself, why do I live here? And if the kids aren't continuously using public transit and exploring the city, what's the point of why we live here? You know what I mean? And they go to rinks all over the place.
However, my brother's local rink is an hour away. They play games an hour to 2 hours away just to play a game.
Right.
And I think that our kids are so young, and I'm not dissing small towns, but our kids are so young. I think you're going to see a different ball game when they're teenagers, and the pool of children to pull from is so much smaller, and everyone's in the same school.
Well, and I also love the idea, yes, that there's options for different friends, and there's so many schools that you could
you get a fresh start.
You can hop around.
You can have a fresh start.
But also I really like the idea that, one thing that I loved about living in the city was that we never relied on drivers and we could get places without cars. So we have all this public transit. There's things in walking distance that not only did my parents have to drive me everywhere, which our parents never did, but even like these days, that they can get around and we don't have to worry about drinking and driving. Like drinking and driving, living in the city is not really a conversation for teenagers because we have taxis and now we have Ubers and we have transit that goes there's a bus that goes 24 hours that is in our neighborhood. So like nobody had a car.
Did you want to move? Did you have an epiphany if you were going to wake up and
no,
move
that's
this
not
morning?
it.
I was like thinking,
I just said, I realized like I do think that about the city sometimes. But I really like the idea that the kids can be independent. And I'm like, next year I'm going to be 3 in for like a lot of independence for school.
Yes.
Someone's like, how are you going to drive Teddy to school next year? I'm like, no. It's long overdue. He will be on his own. They just go to school that doesn't have great accessibility. But all of that aside, I thought to myself, when we started having kids, you and I left our jobs, and there was a period of time where, I mean, we were having so many kids in such a short period of time that we were stay-at-home moms, and we were busy.
That was the plan, Natalie.
We were
That was the
busy
plan.
morning to night as stay-at-home moms.
Yep.
And I know that some working moms wondered why a stay-at-home mom, number one, would do that when someone else can take care of your kid and it'll be just fine. And then you can go off and have a career. And then I know that there was people who think like stay-at-home moms whose kids are all at school. Like, what do they do with their day? I was like, I'd like to have the option. I know that we would fucking hate it and we wouldn't want to do it, but like to see what it was like, let's just say for some reason, for 1 year, you and I had to be stay-at-home moms and all our kids are in school all day, and see what that life would be like. And in this fantasy, money is not a problem. So we don't know what that's like, because when we were stay-at-home moms, we worried about money all the time. So in this scenario, there's all the money.
I would have to do something.
But like,
I don't, because you would have to mute my brain.
But like, let's say you got really into like working out, potentially picked up a sport.
I will say, like, sounds so douchey, if that's a good word, but like between going to do a workout and walking the dog, that's like a 3-hour, and then getting my brain ready for dinner, which you guys are probably like, what's the problem with that? It is painful for me to think about dinner. So I'm kind of like, I could see, I would probably ruminate about a lot more things. And I would.
But maybe you'd also like, every day you'd go to the grocery store, get ingredients and make a meal, and that would take up some more time.
That's terrible. It's my worst nightmare.
And then what else? Maybe we would, if we were at home, we'd probably be doing a lot more laundry.
I did that. No, I'm done. I don't do laundry anymore. I do my laundry, but my kids do their laundry now. So they would never have learned.
Okay. Oh, no. But this year is just like about to start. We're forced into it starting tomorrow. And I know stay-at-home moms, I know you're busy all day. I know you are. But we always have work. So even if we're not working, we're thinking about the year, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it.
My sister-in-law was a stay-at-home mom. She was a great stay-at-home mom. She has a job now.
Does she have a full-time job?
She works a lot. Yeah,
Wow.
She works a lot, but within the kids' hours. And she, like, her house is like so organized, and like just like the house runs perfectly.
Right.
Like it runs like
right.
It there's no chaos.
Right.
Like everything is just,
organized.
And someone who works for us was a stay-at-home mom, and she was always busy too. And it's like they were the CEOs of the house, and what they had moving was just like a company couldn't run any better. Like it was just like there was so smooth and so many like no one had to really think much, because mom powered the house. Like they were the engine of the house. And I feel like it's a luxury if you have that, because I say, this is a hack for you all. The more disorganized you are, the more organized your kids will be, because my kids cannot rely on me for a form. They cannot rely on me for much. And so I feel like, you've seen Chloe in the morning. Her bag is packed. Her shoes are on. Her bed is made. Like she's 8. That's because her mom, I don't even know what her backpack is right now. I bet she does. She knows what uniform to wear in the morning. I'm like, are you sure? It
is so true. I was at a hockey game this weekend, and there was a kid that had no tape over the back of the name. And I know the mom's a stay-at-home mom, and I know that she has a well-oiled machine. So when I go, why doesn't he have his name? I forgot his jersey, and I know the kid can whatever. And I'm like, how did that go? And she goes, surprisingly well, because he didn't have enough time to really think about it. I didn't have time to go to home and everything. And I said, first of all, you didn't forget his jersey.
he forgot his jersey.
She's like, but I closed the bag up and whatever. He forgot his jersey. And I was like, number 2, I go, this is a really good day for you because he was forced into having to play a game without his jersey. And I know how he's particular. And he now has to play with no name on the back. And he had to deal with that. And I'm like, this is a really good day for you.
They don't think as much. Like like stay-at-home moms are, they are fucking, they are someone you want to run your company. Like someone who works for us who's a stay-at-home mom for like, I want to say 13 years, is the most organized. Like there is nothing that gets through the cracks. Like it's like, it is second nature. It's a job. And if you're good at it, I don't think every stay-at-home mom's good at their job, like in terms of the management of what they have to, the load.
Yeah.
But if you're good at it, it's remarkable to watch.
And I think that the only way to really enjoy being a stay-at-home mom is you have to like those things like organizing and like all that stuff. And a lot of people really do. Like, I mean, I have some friends who their passion is cleaning and organizing and folding laundry. I don't have any of those passions.
No.
It was not a well-suited job for me.
No, we'd be fired.
But I just think it would be interesting. And obviously I would never want this fantasy to happen without you because it would be like, what would we do all day? You know what I mean?
Well, we would spend money that we didn't need to spend.
Yeah.
And then we would eat out a lot.
Yeah, we'd eat a lot.
And then we would go get the kids.
Yeah.
And then we'd drive them somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we have that many more hours, but our brains are always thinking about like the next thing. Imagine we like lost our job. We lost this. It would be so weird.
But no one can fire us.
I know. And it's never going to happen. But, I love to just play the fantasy game.
Right.
And I was like, it would be nice to have at least the option.
To not do this.
We'd never not do it, but to say.
Have so much money.
That I could.
That was our original plan.
We
really
knew
backfired,
we knew very early that was not going to be our reality. A lot of women have that reality. We do not.
Now we rely on our income. That's a big ass problem right there. No, it's great. It's a great.
Well, it's just,
great problem. And I love relying on our income.
I know. I mean, it's
so great.
It's really crazy what we have made happen with like no real plan to do it. No business plan, no 5-year plan. I mean,
so you want to hear
this career is perfect for us.
So I watched this. Okay, I'm not going to talk about death because we did that on the last podcast.
I love talking about death.
I just want to say something really fun. So, one of my closest friends, her father passed away, and just recently, like, over the break, and so there was a lot of conversation about death and sort of the the process, the circle of life. Okay, but so I got served TikToks and ads and stuff. So this one guy who he died and came back. He said,
okay, came back to life. Yes,
he died. So he talks about what he was a firefighter, and he actually ended up getting like. Listen, I've come to learn the internet's not always real, but I'm going to pretend this for the sake of this. It was like in the 90s and there was some crazy virus and he got it. And then,
he didn't even die of a fire and he's a firefighter?
Yeah. Nobody went to go save someone who had it.
Oh.
And as he was giving her the oxygen because she couldn't breathe, she like a sigh, like a sigh of relief. And he's like, I felt the virus. Like, I knew I was going to be sick. So he got really sick.
Did he know she had the virus? No.
Yeah, because they were in there to save her because she couldn't like breathe. Like she was like, so they were there to go put the oxygen on her. Okay. Anyways, he's like, I got the virus. He had to go to the hospital. He was about to get checked out, but the nurse was like, we're just going to give you one more like shot to like boost your immunity. And she gave him the wrong shot. And like she gave the shot and he basically went into like, he had to go into the ICU. Like it was the wrong shot. He like was done. He basically died in front of them. He came back to life.
I feel so sorry for that.
I'm assuming everything's okay up there.
Someone just fell?
Yeah, totally.
Wait, oh my God, I feel so bad for the nurse who did that.
They didn't even talk about the nurse, right? Because it's like a playback.
Right,
so
okay.
he says, when he died, he goes into like, he called it an orgasmic, don't
make me fantasize like about death anymore.
An orgasmic, cosmic orgasm.
Like sexual orgasm?
I don't know. He said like a cosmic orgasm. Just like just imagine that word, a cosmic orgasm.
Oh,
okay.
It just feels like all over good from the tip of my toes to the top of my head.
Cosmic orgasm. So it's like a massive cosmic orgasm.
Yeah.
So he's in a cosmic orgasm and he's like, I'm so light. And he's like, I'm just floating through like,
Oh, it feels so good.
like the, I guess space. It sounded like space he was floating through. And like the picture was like all black with like the Borealis or Aurora Borealis, whatever it's called. Imagine you're on the Aurora.
I know what you mean. The Aurora Borealis.
Aurora
I don't think it starts with a B.
It is Aurora Borealis.
Well, you just started with an O.
You know what? Aurora Borealis. Come on.
Yeah.
Help me.
No, that's
Northern Lights.
I
Aurora
feel like it
Borealis.
smells so good in this world too.
Okay, so you're in the Aurora Borealis. And
why do you have to come back?
Then it goes, imagine every euphoric feeling you felt like when you're at a baseball game and someone scores and the whole crowd like cheers and every bad thought leaves and like in the moment you're having like a cosmic orgasm because all those good thoughts you're like all the highlights of your like all the highs. So every day when you had like that feeling, that euphoric feeling, he's like, that's what it was the whole time. There's no like doubt. There's no negativity. It's like you just feel.
How long was he gone for?
He said it. Well, I kind of stopped watching, but because that was enough of an explanation to me.
Because I feel like that wouldn't last. It's sort of like new love.
No.
He wasn't gone long enough to know.
No, that's it. And I thought that's such a good explanation that when you die, you are that feeling of like, and like you can imagine when someone scores in overtime and it's your team and the whole team, everyone, that feeling of like, oh my, that's just
exactly
happened.
How they describe the feeling of when you get high on really bad drugs.
So that is death. So you go and it's just like but there's no negative. He's like, you don't feel like there's no ick. There's no ick in death. There's no bad feeling. And you're just in the Aurora Borealis.
I think cosmic that's it, or
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Aurora Borealis. Someone help me.
So then he came back. That sucks. And then you had to deal with this world.
He's like, he led on to say, there's so much to look forward to because all those moments that are kind of not far and few between, but like that feeling of no secondary conversation, just that one feeling of like that, like when you get married, like the highs of life.
And then what happens?
And then
you get reborn.
You become part of the Aurora Borealis if you're lucky enough, and
then
people
what do
look
you do
up
there?
and you become like a sensation in the world. Like you become one of the 7 sensations.
And then what happens? Like what do you do all day?
You watch people and you help them get to Aurora Borealis.
Oh.
So he came back.
Okay.
And he was like, I kind of eliminated a lot of my self-doubt. And I, in terms of like what you were saying about like grass is always greener and always questioning, like, are we meant to be here? Should I be doing this? I feel like the end of it, it's your mini highs in your life, not the drug highs, but the mini highs in your life that make life worth it.
Yeah. And, I've always, my favorite feeling, and I think that I could easily become like a bad drug addict.
Oh, I can 1,000% concur with you.
I love my favorite
100%.
feeling is because I used to just fall asleep, but I didn't really think about anything. In the past like year, I've felt the feeling of, because I used to fall asleep and my face was like this. Now I'm like, relax your face, and I can actually feel my body release and fall asleep, and I can notice that the thoughts in my head no longer make sense, and that's when I'm falling.
Oh yeah, that's before you die too. Do that. You hallucinate. You say crazy things.
This sounds really lazy, but my favorite feeling is the falling asleep. So I can only imagine when you die, as long as you're not in pain, the feeling of release.
You don't feel pain.
No, when you die, you go. I get that feeling.
You feel
just
like
the release.
you're like, okay, I can. So yeah, I thought that would bring some people some comfort.
I love it. I love it. I think it's a shame to be afraid of death, and I've said before, my husband doesn't even like the topic of it, and I think what a bad world to feel like you're scared of something that's inevitably going to happen. Why not think it might be something great? We have no proof that it's bad.
You know what else it's like? Falling in love. The high of when you first meet someone.
That sounds like it's like the feeling in the beginning when you first fall. Those
and you're
feelings,
not tired. And you know what?
And you're not tired.
You know, if you want to know,
you're not tired.
Here's some love advice. You want to know if he likes you, he's not tired and he will travel so far to see you. And like, even if it's for 30 minutes or 10 seconds, that's how you know.
I know.
That's if you're questioning, does he like me? Is he tired? He doesn't like you. If he was not like, I will drive 7 hours to see you for 30 minutes, he likes you.
But I think also there are people who end up getting married in relationships and that man has never done that for her.
Then you should probably find that.
I know. It's a really...
Because when you're a teenager, you can talk. That is
it can stay up all night.
Purest form of love is when you can talk to them all night and nothing about them grosses you out. And that is so... If that's never happened, also on TikTok, there's this whole thing about two-handed hugs.
What?
So, okay. So if you are to surprise your boyfriend, let's just say, or your partner, and he gives you the one-handed hug, like, but won't give you the other hand because he's got something in it, he's not that into you.
Well, then the Bachelorette and Bachelor is the perfect example of that. They all run due to an every time the girl wraps her legs around his waist and it is like so intense.
Then they're in love.
But he does it with all the girls.
Well, then they're doing that.
It is the Bachelor hug. And it's like, it's the proof of I will like wrap my whole self into you.
So those are some things to look for. Is he tired? Will he stay up for you? Will he drive for you? Does he two-hand hug you? If not, red flag.
So if he has something in his hand, should he drop it?
Yep.
Good.
Or like put it down. But if he like
even
holds
if it's
on,
ice cream.
If he holds onto his phone while he's hugging, like if he holds his phone like this and doesn't wrap his like, then if he's holding his phone like this, he's hiding something.
It's so funny. I just recently watched, it was like a TikTok, and she surprised her boyfriend and he was on his phone and then he turned around and I watched him and he turned around. He was excited to see her and he went, and even though he's still so in shock that she was there, he had time to put his phone in his pocket to wrap the other arm. But I was like, I would have thought like that his mind would have been so like, wow, you're here, that he wouldn't have known what to do with his phone.
Yep.
But he put it in his pocket.
Yep. So he probably was hiding something.
Yeah, actually, it's a good point.
He was talking to another girl.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm making that shit up. But if I'm going to watch how my children are hugged, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm going to watch. And if they don't like act, if they're half interested, also how they talk to you. I saw something over the holidays and I was like, ooh.
The way how the man talked to the woman? Did you know them well?
No, you do.
I know.
It's huge.
How long is this podcast right now?
We're almost done.
Okay, because I feel like because it's a new year and a new season, we have so much to talk about. But
I'll watch it. Like if I could give my kids love advice, like and I hope they listen to me because I feel like they will. I hope. I feel like I will know very quickly. I feel like you and I. Am I going to do this right now and talk about myself? Okay. It's my podcast. I feel like I've been gifted the ability to judge energy because it's what kept me safe when I was a social worker. It's what I knew how to judge people based on the energy right away when they walked in or what they give off. And if I can't, sometimes it's cagey. Sometimes it's nice, but it's like there's more to it that if I can't read it, I'm like, And it was an interesting dynamic where the energy was fine individually, but together it was negative.
I wonder if it's the people that I'm thinking of, but don't tell me yet.
It is 100%.
Oh, okay.
100%. I mean, there was a few conversations and I was like, that is...
I want to know more about that. But yes, and what's crazy is that often kids have that natural instinct. It's like when a baby or a kid doesn't want to talk to that person, but does want to wants to look at that person.
Yep.
Babies that
if a kid likes you, you're a good person. If they don't, and you have to, you're probably not a great person.
I have to work pretty hard for kids sometimes.
No, but they look at you. If they're inquisitive of you. Just because you're loud.
Yeah. No, I shock them. I scare them at first, but I can win them over.
But they want to see. They want to watch you.
I always find that babies and kids they seem to like be very comfortable with Mark. Like they'll walk up to him, they'll want to touch him, like babies and stuff.
Remember Chloe used to grab his hand and walk with him. Do you remember that when she was a baby in Florida? She'd walk through the ocean
Mark
holding his hand.
who?
Thompson.
Oh my God, so weird.
I had pictures of her, Chloe and Mark Thompson, walking through the ocean, and she could barely talk.
Yeah, it is. It's because I don't particularly see him as like really great with kids. Not like he's not great
My
with kids.
husband's
but
a clown with kids.
Yeah.
He could be hired.
Yeah.
But
you'd be scared of him at first.
Oh, you could hire him for a birthday party.
Mm-hmm. But at first, a
Oh,
kid
yeah.
might be like, I'm not sure.
Oh, I wouldn't say he's like gentle. I would say he's very good with kids, but he's fun. Like you want to play with him.
Yeah, you want to play with him.
Yeah, you're like, can I be your
But
friend?
he's also got to get comfortable with the kid,
Totally.
which is appropriate.
And then
because
he's
no
tried-
man should be a clown with a kid that he doesn't know.
And then she's like, oh, I'm like, you do funny voices for that baby.
Yeah.
Like he like plays peekaboo right off the bat.
I actually think that Mark could be way more of a weirdo. He could let his
My
freak
Mark.
flag fly more if he wasn't like a lot of grown-ups are aware of the world.
Oh,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? I think he could be a way bigger weirdo.
Look how many I have 3 freaks and 4.
Mhm.
I have freaks in this up in this house over here.
Uh-huh.
That does not come just from one of us.
Mm-mm.
There are 2. Everyone's a freak up in this house.
I don't even think I really have. I mean,
You have one tiny freak, but he's a maniac.
but I think she is a little odd herself. But the ones in the middle they're not weird.
Mine, sweetheart?
My 2 middles aren't weird.
No.
What the fuck?
No, they're not weird at all.
How could they? I'm their mom.
They're young. Give them time.
Oh, they might come out.
Totally.
You know what? I had a few years where I suppressed it,
Exactly.
except for to the close friends.
It is we'll see y'all next week, and make sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review. So
If you don't love this, don't listen. So if you love it, 5-star review.
yeah, and don't give me feedback. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, and we want to grow this podcast, guys, because this is what we want to do. This is our passion, is to grow this and do this with you from now until forever.
I like that. Yeah, because there's no 80-year-olds doing podcasts. So let's get on that.